Derek Stingley Jr., 4 interceptions in his 3 games back, 2 interceptions on Sunday. He is the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. I would have given this award like Jeremy Branham, the late Jeremy Branham. He got canned yesterday live on the air. That was something else. Like the late Jeremy Branham, pour one out, I would have given this to Will Anderson. I would have given this to the guy who had 2 sacks, who tipped the pass that Derek Stingley intercepted. I get that it's a special teams play, but he blocked the punt. He had 4 QB hits. Will Anderson is the guy who should have gotten it. But it was pretty interesting to hear what has been said about Derek Stingley over the last couple of days. First, CJ Stroud had extremely high praise for him on the Pat McAfee show. Here is the quarterback of your Houston Texans.
That dude is everywhere, feels like.
Yeah, no, Sting is. I told him after the game, man, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, he's special, man. He's a generational talent. He's definitely, like, I don't know if I've ever told him this, but he's the most talented dude on the team by far. Like, just pure, like, athleticism, ball skills, getting in and out of breaks, like, offense, defense, whatever you want to say. He's the most talented dude on the team, and he's been working his tail off at it, so I'm super proud of that dude. I know it's going to continue to happen, so just really proud of him.
I am really surprised that he called him the most talented player on the team. Obviously, when he was at LSU in 2019 doing what he was doing in practice and doing what he was doing in the SEC, that did seem like a thing that was potentially on the horizon for him. But, of course, injuries of the last couple of years, that's been his biggest problem. Last year and this year, here is D'Amico Ryans talking about Derek Stingley at yesterday's press conference, saying a lot of the same stuff.
With Stingley, the thing I like about Stingley is he's playing with confidence and he's showing up making plays, right? And Stingley has been doing this. Everybody wants to talk about Stingley now. He's been this player, right? He gets interceptions now. Everyone wants to ask questions to talk about Stingley. Stingley has been a consistent player for us from day one. That's who he's been, and he's just continued to show that growth. Now I think everybody is seeing it just because of the big plays, but it's not surprising with who he is. That's what he's done.
Oh. Well, he hasn't really done that like the entire time he's been here because he's been hurt most of the time, D'Amico. But, okay, since he's been here with you, sure, he had a great training camp. Ask DJ Bieneme. He was beating the Derek Stingley drum all off season. And you're finally seeing results, which is great. I'm happy for Stingley. It must have sucked the first couple of seasons. You're dealing with injuries. Everyone's like, oh, you're above Sauce Gardner, so much better. Take it like 1 pick ahead of him. That had to have sucked. You can't do anything about it if you're getting hurt. You can't control your body and the limitations of it. Hopefully, the injury thing is in the past for him, but hamstring injuries do have a tendency, Sean Mapes, of re-aggravating themselves.
Yeah, they do. You just hope. I mean, that's the thing. That's why I kind of believe CJ Stroud when he says he's the most talented guy on the team. I mean, it's between him and Stroud would never say that himself, that he's the most talented player on the team. It's between them and Will Anderson. I feel like those are the top 3, like pretty easily. Goes to show that they're the each top 3 picks in their draft. But Stingley being good has never been the problem. It's being on the field.
Yep.
Going back to LSU, the reason everyone brings up 2019 LSU is because that was the last full season he played, including this one. That's the last time he's played every game for his team. And so that's what you that's the big question mark. But when he's out there, I feel good about him versus Sauce. It's just that Sauce is always out there. Stingley is about 50-50.
Physically, who's more talented, CJ Stroud or Derek Stingley? I do think Stingley could play wide receiver. I actually think that's a possibility.
Yeah, he has. I mean, we see it. He has 4 interceptions in 3 games, 4 games. So
he's got hands. And
he's got hands. Elite ball skills,
right?
As the ball
big
knowers
guy
would say.
6'3", right? So, I think that he's extremely athletic.
You can tell me Stingley.
I still think I take Stroud.
It's the definition of apples versus oranges. Like it's impossible to like actually compare a quarterback and a corner. But I think I would go Stingley just on like raw talent. I'd probably go Stingley for his position.
If Stroud was taller, I would say he could play tight end. If he was taller. And I would base that entirely off of nothing. But I think
he can move a little bit.
I think he is a lot more athletic than we believe him to be, and that he does not rely on his feet. You do wonder, like, what would happen had he perhaps at Ohio State been more of a guy who runs. He can run.
I wonder if that was like a choice by Stroud, like while he was at Ohio State, being like, I need to prove that I'm a pocket passer.
Probably.
And so that's why he only dusted it off for the Georgia game, his last game at Ohio State. And funny enough, that's what gets people to be like, okay, so he can create with his feet. It's like he had some like 2003 version of what a quarterback should be in his head of like, I need to operate from the pocket and show people I can do that. It's like, no, dude, we want to see you run too.
He's weirdly elusive too for that size, and I wonder what he would be like at another position. But okay, I'll listen to Stroud. If he's saying Stingley's the number one guy, I'll agree for now.
Also, yes, Will Anderson. I think if Will Anderson won AFC Player of the Week and Stroud was on the Pat McAfee show having to talk about Will Anderson, I feel like he would say that Will Anderson's the most talented player on this team because that's how close it is, and that's also what kind of teammate CJ Stroud is.
Good guy.
Great guy.
Those are clearly the top three guys on the Houston Texans.